So I guess weddings is one space that you don't need an introduction. But the interesting thing about weddings, and personally for me, before I get going into the presentation, when we started this business, we never realized how complicated this industry is. Because this is one industry where you don't have, the success rate has to be 0.01%. You can't, it's like what today is, for instance, you'll have the rains coming in, you'll have traffic, and there'll be people, for other news, but you will still need to get going with the function. You have to ensure that the function is a success. And this is what the wedding is, because it's that one special day for everybody. And you just saw the kind of numbers that go in. So, but the plus is what we get at the end of the day, is the happiness that we can see from people, and we've seen it all, in our own functions and events. So Premium Wedding Week is the platform that we are talking about. So this is one platform that will contain multiple events and activities. There are 4 events that are lined up: Wedding Icons, Wedding Design Summit, Fashion, and the Wedding Expo. 12th of June, Design Summit on the 13th of June, the Wedding Expo for 2 days on the 13th and 14th, and the India Wedding Fashion, of course. Next slide. So what is this really about? This is about the 4 or 5 important steps that one goes through in organizing the wedding. So it's about the planning, which is the most important stuff, engaging, discussing with people on how you need to go about your wedding, showcase. This is something that you need to understand. So you go visit places, check out designs, and finally you go into the selection mode. Okay, you've seen it all. Now, how do I go about selecting the right vendor, selecting the right dress, selecting the right jewel, and finally you go about buying it. So the first step is planning. So, and we have these questions. It all starts with the budget. How much money you have, to spend on your wedding. So, along with this 4 events, we will also be formally launching an online platform, which is what we call an online budget and wedding planner. So this is in simple, everybody starts with a budget. So you just go in and type in a budget. You say, I have 25 lakhs for my wedding, and it automatically segments, the spend into multiple categories, helps you decide which category, how much money you can actually go about spending. And finally, it goes into a drill down where it says, for this money, what is it that you can do and who the vendors that you can actually go with. So that's the first step. Engage. So engage is, is a process where you get to interact with experts on the Wedding Design Summit. So what do you do generally for a wedding? When you say there is a wedding in your family, you automatically, there are people, you get loads of advice from everyone around you. Somebody comes up and says, you have to do this, you have to do that. And you actually take their advice seriously because you're a very close friend or relative. So the entire concept of Wedding Design Summit is if you're going, if there are 1 or 2 people with 1 or 2 weddings experience who can help you. We're going to portray a set of people who actually do significant number of weddings a year. So the objective is to try and get this gyan from each of these people. And it's a very interactive session that this platform will help the user. Next one. So, as I said, 13th, we have a series of experts. Next slide. So, as of now, this is a partial list. Top beauty and makeup expert Kori Walia is expected to be there. Mohammed Morani, who is a pioneer in fireworks. They started fireworks business as early as 1920s. Dolly Jain, who is a #1 sari draper. Tota Dharani, we're expecting a formal confirmation. Vishal Punjabi, who is a #1 wedding filmer. Wedding videos is a big space today. And finally, the India Wedding Fashion is about showcase of the best in fashion, which includes bridal lehengas, saris, bridal accessories, wedding suits, sherwanis, and the likes. So it'll be a great platform, a central space where people can actually get to see what are the latest trends, what's happening. So top designers are expected to showcase their designs here. So next slide. So find the Wedding Icons, which is one of the reasons why the jury, the 4 of the jury members are here, is a process where the jury would go about doing two things. And the concept of wedding icons is there primarily because of two reasons. One, the industry is fragmented. The industry is not very structured. You know, there are no systems and process. So there is a need for one, a clear platform, a structure to be there for people to select vendors. So one, the jury would be arriving at a set of parameters with which they would select vendors, and two, they would also be, you know, because it's the first time this is happening, they would also be going about doing the selection of the best wedding vendors, which includes the halls, which includes the key wedding services that anyone would be interested in. Next slide. So as I said, setting standards and parameters, and of course, rewarding and recognizing people who have done real good work in this space. Next slide. So some of the categories you can see: catering, food and beverages, decoration, invitations, bridal jewelry, photography, return gifts, and then there are categories for different venues. We have also included banquets because today there are a lot of weddings that happen in banquets today. Next. The jury, next slide. So this is the 8-member jury that we have. 4 of them are here in front of you. The other 4 are, Valepatti Subramaniam, who's a Tawil maestro, Padma Shri awardee; Sabu Cyril, who's one of the top art directors; Chinmay, she's an entrepreneur herself, she's a singer; and Karthik Srinivasan. So each of them are experts in their own space, who will actually be giving their thoughts, inputs, helping us set parameters, and of course selecting the award winners. And the Royal Wedding Expo, which is a 2-day affair on the 13th and 14th. So we would be, you have a list of partial brands that are showcased on my left side. So some of the brands have never come here. They are marquee names, the signature brands who are coming to Chennai for the first time. Brands, who are very niche, who are the best in their space, who will be showcasing that. So to sum up, Premium Wedding Week is a platform which actually brings the complete ecosystem together. And for the first time, we are bringing in the ecosystem. We are trying to segment the industry, trying to bring in standards, and that's what the Wedding Week is about. And somebody being a part of this Premium Wedding Week will be able to help plan and execute a signature wedding which is unique, different for themselves. And so the goal is to make it professional, because we still feel that there is a lot more scope for this industry to be professional, more structured. And of course, every wedding has to be special in its own way. Yeah, so next slide. So this is who we are. Marriage Colors is one initiative. We started our business with Chennai Halls.in, which is today the #1 venue consultant, which is progressed to select my venue. So if anybody wants to book a hall in Chennai, you would be surprised that there are over 2,500, 2,600 halls that one can book, which is a mix of Kalyana Mandapams, banquets, mini halls, party halls, lawns, auditoriums, open venues, beach houses, resorts, and so on. So we are already live in about 6 cities through selectmyvenue.com. We have over 5,000 halls. Marriage Colors, quick background: we are a leading wedding marketplace. We help people and we orchestrate some of the best weddings in the South. So this is it. So this is a launch, a formal announcement about the Premium Wedding Week, which is going to happen on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. So we request each of you to come there, experience it, and spread the word, because it's the first time it's happening. It's a very unique concept, and we're trying to bring in systems and process in this industry. So with this, I will request each of the jury members to share very quickly some of their thoughts about this and their ideas and their inputs on the wedding industry. I would request the Nawab to please come on to have his few words.
A very good afternoon, members of the dais, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm very happy to be on the jury and share the jury and the dais with well-known entrepreneurs here. Mr. Rehane is here, Mr. Pradeep, Mr. Damo. And congratulations to the founder, Mr. Venkat, for coming out with this idea for the first time, as we know it, of this concept. The brief my friend Venkat has given, we come from a very old and historic family. And our family we live is big, a lot of people. So personally, I have seen many weddings, not outside, but in my own family, and what happens right from day one. When I was having a talk with Venkat, the way he said about this idea, about the concept, the first thing which came to my mind, what I've seen whenever there is a wedding in a family, after it's fixed, that's where their work starts. The first is confusion. Always, in any family. What to do, where to go, enna pandrathu, eppadi start pannum, which hall, which place, who is the food caterer, where to buy the clothes, where to buy the jewelry, where to do what, who is the designer. So, and even if they have, zeroed down to one of the, vendors, they're not sure many of times that what he has done earlier, how he has made the food, or how he has done the decor, or how he has done the event. It only goes, I have seen myself, that the album they show. They come with an album and they show that, this we have done, this is the stage, this is the place, this is what. But this place, this concept is where you can choose with confidence, because it's already proven. The best will be displayed. So I would say it's a kind of an insurance by itself. That the concept is already proven, the vendor is already proven. So your job will be only to choose in your budget. As my friend Pradeep was saying here, that you spoke, right? Yeah. So I remember him saying that he comes from a lower middle class, and then middle class by the grace of God and the hard work of his father. I would say that there is nothing like rich or poor. I think it's all in the mind. The richest person is poor if his demands are never over. And even a lower middle class is the richest if he's happy with what he has. If he's not content, if he's under stress, if he's not satisfied, that person is always poor. As Mr. Venkat was saying, the main criteria is budget. And here, you can choose with your budget what vendor in what budget. If you have X budget, okay, these are my options. If you have Y budget, these are my options. So basically, it's to make life easy and with confidence, and I would say 90% insured. I will not come to the 10%. Especially in our culture, in India, marriage is a big thing. It's a cultural thing. It's a family-to-family affair. It's not just boy to girl. Marriage is not just boy and girl here. It's family to family. So because anything happens in the family, the marriage gets affected. I have seen with my own experience. So what I'm trying to say is, marriage is so important. A wedding is so important that you can't afford to make mistakes. Even materialistic things in weddings are pointed at. This is not right, this is not right. So here, it's an added advantage for you to give the best. So with these words, I want to wish marriage colors, all the best for the concept. One more thing I wanted to say is your work starts after the wedding is fixed. Can you do something to fix the wedding also? No, no. Some people say that wedding is a very beautiful thing. At least to have children. Because children are beautiful. But in our culture, we have to get married to have children, unlike the West. So with these words, I wish them all the best and happy to be in the jury. To be of any help, anytime, we are there. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Mr. Venkat, Mr. Pradeep, for having me here. And I'm glad to be on the dais with such eminent people like with Nawab and with Chef Damu and Mr. Praveen Shekhar. Well, everyone knows that Indian fashion is sustained by the wedding season. Doesn't matter what you can or cannot afford, during the wedding season, people kind of pull out all the stops and they kind of decide that they're going to spend a certain budget, for clothes, for jewelry, etc. The most revenue for us designers of traditional wear come from the wedding season. I would say my business, 40% of my turnover comes from weddings, 40%. And the wedding season, as you know, lasts from, I would say, August to February. I think more or less, end of July, August to Feb is when we have a time which is most nerve-wracking, but most rewarding. Because people don't mind spending that extra money on something that, frankly speaking, when they try to bargain, they are like, we're going to wear it only once. But the fact is, even if they're going to wear it only once, that is the most important thing they're going to do in their life, which is going to affect the rest of their life. Who you marry is the most important thing. Either that will make you or it will break you. So we cannot help you as far as that is concerned, but we can make your wedding very memorable, and we can make the woman look fantastic. We can make the man look dashing. And at least when you see your pictures, doesn't matter what you think of your husband or your wife 20 years hence, when you see the pictures and you see the bride wearing a rehane, for example, you'll realize, my God, she was absolutely gorgeous. So weddings, I think, are it's a super platform for people to express their creativity. Because ultimately, everything stops at the wedding. There's no higher point than the wedding in India. If you're a designer, you can talk about what you did for the stars and which star wore your outfit for which red carpet event. But ultimately, when it comes down to the crunch, it is, how was your wedding season? And I'm proud to say that the wedding season, for me, I have people from all over, even though, of course, Mr. Venkat and Mr. Pradeep mentioned a couple of times that they have got very eminent designers from all over India. I must tell you, gentlemen, people from all over India come to Chennai to place orders with me, whether men or women, and even for children. So people, whether it's India or whether it is the Middle East, or whether it is people sitting in New York, they all come to me for clothes. So I think you should next time, kind of put that in, that there is world-class talent even here. It's not just me, there are a couple of other designers as well. I'm not saying all roads lead to Rehane, but I'm saying is you can find talent in your very own city, perhaps even better than what you can find anywhere else. Okay, so don't overlook people here. That's actually a point I'd like to tell you, because there's generally a tendency, like there's a Hindi saying, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar." I don't know how many of you speak Hindi, but it means basically, however good you are, because you're sitting in the house, no one gives you that maddeep. You know what maddeep is, at least, I hope. Well, that importance. But the fact is, people from Calcutta, and for me, Calcutta is the benchmark as far as design is concerned. I have people flying down from Calcutta. Today itself, there's a client who's come down from New York and who's gone all over Bombay, all over Chennai. Yesterday, the whole of yesterday, she was all over Chennai. And today, she's going to be in my shop at a certain time, and she's going to place something for the wedding for herself and for her sister. You know, so that's just to tell you that Chennai has come of age, and you have people, dynamic people like Mr. Venkat and Mr. Pradeep, who are putting together something as dynamic as this program. And I think as Chennai people, we all need to kind of come and have a look and see what's happening. Because for the first time, you're going to have a single platform where you don't have to go running helter-skelter, oh God, the food guy hasn't come, or the, what do you call it, the flower person, there's a strike in Bangalore, so the flowers are not coming. These guys right here will sort out all your problems, you know. All you have to do is go to them with a budget, and they will kind of point you in the right direction. Okay, they'll tell you who to go for certain type of jewelry, for arrangements, for entertainment, for the absolute total setup, etc., etc. Apart from the bride and the groom, I think I'm sure you can do that as well, no? You don't kind of do a match, you don't have a matchmaking.
Bride and groom today themselves do the matchmaking, so
No, I don't think so, okay? There's still lots of people who have the arranged love marriage, okay? Which is also fine, I guess at the end, you can live with a person 10 years, but you still may not know who they are. So it doesn't matter whether you know each other or you've met through your parents. It's the same guessing game. So anyway, forget about what a marriage is. We are talking about weddings right here. So weddings, if you have any kind of problems, this would be the one-stop destination for people in Chennai, and not just Chennai, all over South, to come and check it out, because these guys are really putting, you know, a lot of hard work into this. Otherwise, someone like me will not be roped into anything, you know, just like that. We kind of weigh and measure, and we are very busy people, me and everyone else on the dais, and we all have put in 10 to 15, almost 18 years I've put into my profession, and I have dressed up more than I don't know how many brides. Put, say, 16 years into at least an average of 2 brides in a week. Okay, I'm very bad at maths, but just calculate. I've dressed up so many brides, and nowadays grooms as well. So we would not be standing here on the podium endorsing Premium Wedding Week if we didn't think it was up to scratch, okay, frankly speaking. And I'm so appreciative that you have people coming forward, you know, to put everything together so that ultimately, you know, the person who's having the wedding doesn't have to be concerned with the nitty-gritties of, you know, the smaller details, and they can just focus on enjoying the union of their children and, you know, leave the rest to the professionals. And I wish Mr. Venkat and Pradeep all the very best and all the success. Inshallah, I really hope you rock. Okay, like totally. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected jury members, Rana, Nawab, and Mr. Praveen, and the founders, Praveen, Pradeep, and Prem. Gentlemen in the press and media, and thanks for the opportunity to be in the jury. கல்யாணம் வந்து ஆயிரங்காலத்து பயிர். அந்த கல்யாணம் முதல்லாம் பார்த்திங்க அப்படின்னா தனித்தனியாக பண்ணிருந்தாங்க. இப்போ நம்மளே போயிட்டு தவுஷ் பிள்ளை தர்றது, நம்மளே போய் ஜுவல்ஸ் வாங்கிட்டு வர்றது, நம்மளே போய் சாரீ வாங்கிட்டு வந்தது, அந்த மாதிரி நடந்துட்டு இருந்தது. சாப்பாட்டுக்கு சொல்லிவிடுவோம், சாம்பார், ரசம், கூட்டு, பொரியல், அவியல், கொரியல் இந்த மாதிரி கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்தோம். இட்லி, வடை, பொங்கல், மார்னிங் பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட்டு, சாயங்காலமானால் பஜ்ஜி, ஒரு கேசரி கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க. அது அந்த காலம். இப்போ நிறைய பேர் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டோட்டலாக எவ்ரி திங் அண்ட் ஒன் நம்பரல்லா. ஸோ இப்போ என் கீழே கொடுத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ நான் வந்து பொண்ணு மாப்பிள்ளை பார்க்குறது தவிர, ஸோ ஐ கேன் கெட் யூ த ஹால், அவங்களுடைய என்னென்ன காஸ்டியூம்ஸ் வேணுமோ, என்ன ட்ரெஸ்ஸிங் சென்ஸ் வேணுமோ, என்ன மாதிரி நகை வேணுமோ அதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவேன். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு. இந்த மேரேஜ் கலர்ஸ் பார்த்திங்க அப்படின்னா கொஞ்சம் ஹைஃபை, ஸ்டைலிஷ் அண்ட் தி பிராண்டிங். They're bringing branding to Chennai, the top people from various, in India. இப்போ இவங்க என்ன பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா, இவங்களும் அதே மாதிரி இவங்க பட்ஜெட், பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தி பட்ஜெட், இப்போ நீங்கள் என்ன பட்ஜெட் சொல்கிறீங்களோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி இவங்களே இந்த ஹாலை செலக்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதே மாதிரி டிசைனர் வந்திருக்காங்க, அவங்களுக்கு கொடுத்து இந்த மாதிரி டிசைன் பண்ணலாமான்னு கேட்குறாங்க. அது மாதிரி மியூசிக் இவங்களை வைக்கலாமான்னு கேட்குறாங்க, நாசத்துக்கு இவங்களை வைக்கலாமான்னு கேட்குறாங்க. அதே மாதிரி இந்த மெகந்தி போகிறதுலேருந்து ஆரம்பிக்குது. எல்லாமே வந்து நம்ம நம்புறதால தி பிரதீப், பிரேம் அண்ட் பிரவீன் ஆர் டூயிங் இட். ஆக்சுவலி இட்ஸ் a வெரி குட் கான்செப்ட். இட்ஸ் a நோவல் கான்செப்ட். ஆக்சுவலி இது வரலும் வந்து சென்னையை பொறுத்தவரையிலும், தமிழ்நாடு பொறுத்தவரையிலும் இது வரலும் இல்லாத ஒன்று. த ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் இட்ஸ் ஹேப்பனிங் இயர். ஏன்னா இது சாதாரணமாக எல்லாமே இருக்குது. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஹைஃபை ஸ்டைலிஷ் அண்ட் பிராண்டிங் எடுத்து வர்றது இதுதான் ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் இன் சென்னை இட் செல்ஃப். ஸோ தேங்க்ஸ் டு பிரதீப், பிரவீன் அண்ட் பிரேம் ஃபார் தர் எஃபர்ட். அண்டு டெஃபினட்டாக வந்து இது யாருக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னா எல்லாருக்குமே யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். சி தேர் கான்செப்ட் நாட் ஓன்லி ஃபார் தி ரிச் பீப்புள். நோ, பைசா நிறைய இருக்கவங்களுக்கும் ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகும், பைசா கொஞ்சமாக இருக்கவங்களுக்கும் அது ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகும். இதான் என்ன டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்டைல் ப்ரொஃபஷனலிசம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் சொன்னது வந்து இட்லி, வடை, சாம்பார், சாயங்காலம் பஜ்ஜி, சொஜ்ஜி அண்ட் காஃபி, அண்ட் நைட்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 4 வெரைட்டியில் ஸ்வீட்ஸ் இருக்கும். அதுதான் வந்து கல்யாணமாக இருந்துச்சு. இப்போது என்ன கேட்டால் பிரேம், பிரவீன் என்னம்மா சாப்பாடு தரீங்க எங்களுக்கு கொடுத்தோம்னா, இசேஸ் சார் சைனீஸ், இந்தியன், கான்டினென்டல், தந்தூரி எது வேணும் உங்களுக்கு, எது வந்தாலும் நான் ரெடி. A different style of buffet, different style of placement, a different exotic buffet, varieties of things I can give you அப்படின்னு சொல்ல போகிறாங்க. ரைட்? ஸோ they are going to say that. அது வந்து கல்ச்சரே மாறிடுச்சு. இது வந்து just to show that I also can spend, I also enjoy. People also are coming here to enjoy the food. ஏன்னா இன்றைக்கி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த காலகட்டத்தில் கப்பலில் கல்யாணம் பண்ணுறான், ஏரோப்ளேன் போய் கல்யாணம் பண்ணுறான், வெளிநாட்டில் போய் கல்யாணம் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போ அதெல்லாம் சப்போஸ் அது மாதிரி காசு இருக்கவங்க பண்ணுறாங்க, இல்லாதவங்க வந்து இங்கே இவங்ககிட்ட பண்ணும்போது இந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் நிறையா இருக்குது. I wish Prem, Pradeep and Praveen all the best. They should make a lot of money and a lot of marriages they should do it. All the best to them. Thank you for the present meeting.
So jury members, friends and dignitaries on and off the dais, I am Praveen Shekhar. I'm not a chef, I'm not a stylist, but the only reason I'm here is I deal with numbers. So data is what I deal with. Now let us look at it from a research perspective. How did weddings happen earlier? There were joint families. There was always the grandmother who knew everything about everybody. Joint moved to nuclear, to now we are in a hybrid phase when grandparents are again welcomed back. But what has happened is from no information to some information, there is an information overload. So if I ask for a photographer, I may get about 20 recommendations, but where do I go with? How good is this photographer? Is it just basic photography that we want? No. I want candid photography. I want a certain different kind of photography. I want it captured right from the day the wedding is, the discussions start on, right? So this is basically where the flow is. Now, where I come from, information is knowledge, information is power, and good data leads to better decision making. So when I know that this is my budget, and before we get into budget, let me also tell you that weddings are aspirational, which means not only do I want it to be premium, but it has to look premium. So even if I don't have the budget, the wedding needs to have a premium look and feel associated with it. So when we talk about aspirational matching budgets, we will necessarily need to look at potential options. Now, how do we go ahead with it? You saw the categories that were there from the wedding icon perspective, extremely varied. So you have aspirations, you have budgets, and then you have the decision makers. And now what has happened? I mean, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when I got married, it was the elders who said, listen, this is the girl, this is the thing, everything is organized, you just need to come and then go. That has completely changed. Decision making has changed. There are various influencers across. It's not just the parents. It's, for example, when my daughter is going to get married, it's not just me, but it's her friends and the entire ecosystem that will have a say in it. Now, when you look at data collection or gathering for marriage colors, they are adopting a scientific method and also using crowdsourcing to rank each and every potential in the category. And it's extremely important. So when you talk about a wedding, it is one of the most, apart from a house purchase, it is going to be one of the second most expensive investments or expenditure, Rehane, whichever way you look at. But they want it to be unique, they want it to be special, and it has to be customized to that particular wedding. So how do you do that? You go in for a celebrity chef like Tamu, or the reception, something designed by Rehane. So that carries a lot of premium weight associated with it. But how do other people know? Now, building on your comment, Rehane, a lot of people are coming into Chennai. They may not know anything about who the people are. So something like this, a platform, will definitely help create an information base, create an awareness base, and also help everybody celebrate Chennai. So I think that is what Marriage Colors debut wedding week is all about. It is my pleasure to be a part of the jury, to be associated with this. Wishing you all the best, and I'm pretty certain this is going to be the information portal for all premium weddings going forward. So all the best.